let's see here. Alright, so we have an MMO client and server architecture. The main aim is to keep the game's variables server-side for obvious security reasons. I believe having server-side code to check before updating the game's database, yada yada yada. Alright, valid request, invalid request. So I want to change this current project into a server and client. So sort of like how it's done in many games, including like RuneScape. You'll have typically all of your server stuff, which is your server code and your content, and then you have a client that will connect. So let's go ahead and open up a project and see if we can kind of do that. Kind of convert the project. Let me see here. I want to go into here. Unity projects. Let me see. Facebook wasted, money wasted app game. 2D MMORPG. These are network demos. Delete these. And let's see here. Go into assets. Let's open up a scene. So basically what I want to do is I want to basically I'm going to basically manage two projects. So we're going to have a Unity project for the client, which is what will be distributed to everyone. And then we're going to have a Unity project for the server, which will only be held by myself. Reasons for that are for security reasons. If I run everything on the server, then there's less chance for hacks and cheat engines and so forth. So let's go ahead and look and see if I can separate. I want to separate the server from the client. So I'm going to go ahead and just run this real quickly. I just want to look into something with my network manager here. I can log in, and this will have to be redone as well. This will have to be sent to the server with a response code received back to the client. Logic, this is going to be test. Alright, we log in successful. Alright, now what I can do here is I can start server. So as of now, we are this Unity project right here is a server. And that's ideally what I want to do. I want to set up a dedicated server. So let's go ahead and look at stripping this project to do that. Before I do anything though, I'm going to save the project and I'm going to make a backup. Alright, so this is 2D MMORPG. Let's go ahead and duplicate it. Alright, I'm going to name this working copy. Alright, let's head in here. We're going to strip this. This is now going to become the server. So here, let's see, 2D MMORPG. This is going to be the server. And then we're going to have a client package as well, but I want to just strip it right now so that's only the server. Awesome gamers. I did. Which school? Crabapple Middle? What's your name, dude? Alright, so I want to basically strip this out. So we're creating a system that's very similar to like what RuneScape was. With we're going to have a network server and a network client. So you'll log in through the client, and the server will be hosted on like a dedicated server. Very cool, dude. Awesome gamer. What's your name? I don't. You might be the first one at that school to actually check out getting involved with programming. So, good for you, dude. Let's see here. So, I need to strip this down to just the server. So, let's see here. Network manager, don't destroy on load, run in background, log level. Alright, I'm going to keep this the same. I'm going to remove, I think I'm going to remove this diamond. Starting position, I'm going to remove that as well for now. Actually, you know what? I'm going to add the starting position back. No, I don't think I need that. Maybe actually. Yeah, I'm going to keep the starting position because I think the network manager needs to know about the start position. Cool. Well, hey, David. Dude, I don't know if you, next time you see Mrs. Weinberger, just let her know that you saw me live, and if you're interested in getting involved with game programming, dude, I'll help you out. All right, so let's see here. So network manager HUD, we're gonna keep that in the vent system main camera. We're gonna get rid of all this. So I don't need the main menu. I'm trying to think here. Main menu scene. All right, I'm gonna delete this diamond. And I don't believe I need this player anymore. Get rid of that. So and then here we have our game. Networking chat. We're going to delete that. The menu scripts. I believe that can go in the client. So I'm actually going to delete that too. Diamond. Delete. Don't need any of that stuff. And the player class. I believe the movement will be on the client. So basically I just want the server to be a server only hosted scenario. Let's see, global world drop items. Alright, we're going to delete that too. We're probably going to honestly do everything from scratch again, but let me see here. Alright, so this is our game scene. And network manager, you have your online scene. Trying to see here. Network manager, you have your game. Put it in the online. We'll go ahead and run this. Okay, I got you. How are you watching this video, man? And cool, yeah. Next time you're in her class, dude. Let her know you were watching my stream, and she'll give me your contact, dude, and I'll help. If you and your friends are serious about getting into game programming, I'm sure I talked about one of the other kids your age that I taught to teach. He's 18 now, and he makes like $30,000 a year, dude. He's finishing up high school. So if you want to, if you're serious about getting into this career, then I will gladly train you and your friends to make video games for a living. It's a lot of fun. Alright, so let's go ahead and start this server. Alright, so right now the server is started. Alright, and I want to... Shoot, I actually deleted all those clients. I did not want to do that. Actually, I might still have one. Let's see, working copy. Okay, so I'm going to keep this server running, and I'm going to open up another instance of Unity here. Second here. Alright, let's see here. We are going to open. Let's go to Unity. Let's see, MMO project. No, 2D MMO. Working copy. I want to open this up. I want to go into the scenes. Alrighty. this open. I want to see if I can connect to this exact server from here. So I'm going to go and run this. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and log in here. I don't know if this is actually going to work as expected. Let's go and say logic, log in, and I'm going to connect as a client. Okay, interesting. So this actually did work. Client address is localhost on port 77. So I am connected, and you'll see the player prefab is empty. So I should not have removed that prefab. So I'm actually going to go ahead and kind of revert back here a bunch of things to test something out. Let me see, I want to try and get that prefab back if I can. I can't get it out. Failed to find prefab. Alrighty, well that kind of sucks. That's gone, but here, I'm going to keep the start position. I'm going to just delete this again on the scripts. Prefabs. Alright, I'm going to drag that prefab over into this scene for a minute just to test this out. I'm going to have to redo this, but that's not a problem. Alright, so we're going to drop this player, show and explorer, and we're going to drag it in here. Alright, I'm going to go up to the network manager. I'm going to add this player, and what should happen now is, whoops. Hold on, where is it? Okay, here we go. Spawn info. We're gonna go ahead and spawn that player prefab in here. So network manager, player. All right, auto create player. Yes. Okay, and we should be good. So let's go ahead and run this again as the server. So this will be hosted on a dedicated server. And I'm gonna go over to here. I'm gonna log in as the client. Alright, dude. Hey, David. Take care, man. Let me see here. So we are going to logic, and we're going to do test. Alright, so I'm going to connect to the client, and as you can see here, it did spawn the player. Alright, but the player is broken right now because I deleted all its shit. However, it did, from a separate project, I was able to connect to this server and spawn the player. So that's exactly how I want to go ahead and do this going forward. Is I think I want the client to only handle the GUI, the graphical user interface, the animations, and the movement. Everything else is going to be server hosted, meaning that in order to do any action in the game, you're going to have to verify with the server that it's an actual action that you can do. What this is going to do is it's going to prevent cheating. For instance, if you ever played a network game where you can kind of like no clip into walls, or you can kind of speed around or anything like that, that's because all of that code is client hosted, and if you have a cheat engine, you can actually access properties on the client and change them to your liking. So we don't want players to be able to do that. So what I want to do is I want to run and execute everything on the server, and using RPC calls communicate with the client to update as it should. Alright, so as we go through this, we'll figure out what logic needs to run on the server and how we want to run it on the server. But to start, this is exactly what we want. So I need to go ahead and actually duplicate this project again. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and go here. And what was that error actually? Hold on, I do want to see what this error is, why it failed something on the client. Let me see here. I'm starting this as the server. Alright, and this will be the client. So let's see here, we'll log in, we're going to do logic, and we're going to do test. Alright, so I am now the client. Okay, failed to spawn server object. Did you forget to add it to the network manager? Okay, no, I did not. Alright, so 1 second here. So it did spawn it on the server, and I am connected. Alright, what I want to do real quickly is I want to create a script that's going to log out when someone's connected to confirm I did connect to the server. We're going to go ahead and see network controller, and I'm going to add that to my network manager. Alright, and what I want to do is there's something called, let's see. Basically, there's a function that gets called automatically when someone connects, and I believe it's called onConnected to server. I want to call that and get the client information. So we're going to go ahead and use Unity Engine dot networking, and what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and say public void onConnected to server. And I think this may take in a parameter like network connection con. And actually, you know what? I don't even have to do it this way. Check this out. I can just go ahead and do this. I can say network controller.monoBehavior becomes a networking behavior. Whoops. Yeah, network behavior. And then what I can do here is I can do alt insert. It's not working. I have to restart my computer for it to work, but I'm not going to do that right now. But what I can also do is I can just say public override, and then I can look for the method I want, which is basically, let's see, onStart client, no, onStart server. Alright, this is invoked for network behavior objects when they become active on the server. So invoked for network behavior objects when they become active on the server. Here, I want to know when we're connected, so I'm going to go ahead and go over to Unity real quickly. Let's see here. Connected to server Unity 5. Alright, so here we go. So we have here set up server. This happens for us automatically. That button. Here we go. On connected. Network message connects to server. Alright, hold on. The clients in this code registered a callback function for the connection event message type.connect. This is a built-in message of the high-level API that is invoked when a client connects to a server. Okay, so we can actually do it there then. So public void on connected. Alright, so in order to test that, I actually need to go into where we're going to be hosting the client. And actually, not here. Let's do this. I'm going to host this one as the server. So we're going to say logic test, and this will be the server, and this guy will be the client. Spawn scene objects not found for 1. Failed to spawn server object. Okay, yeah, I think I totally just screwed this scene up when I deleted a bunch of shit. So here, let's do this. Hold on. Alright, don't save that. We'll save this one. This is a working copy. We definitely want to keep this one in good standing. I'm trying to see how I want to do this. So what I want to do is network. Here, hold on. I want to do a client-server architecture in Unity 5. Currently, the once-aware network game paradigm for client-server has putting out the architecture for the server needed for my MMO. Let's read this. Alright, so other examples out there, yada yada. I assume it's probably because if you're creating an MMO, you should already know what you're doing and you shouldn't really need a tutorial. This horribly flawed logic, yada yada. No, I want to read about people separating their Unity projects out between client and server. So client and server Unity. Server client tutorial series, don't care for that. Peer-to-peer versus client server versus dedicated server networking. Alright, client server with client as host. Hey. Sure. Client server, dedicated server, expense to maintain, depending largely on scale. No, this just tells me about them. I already know about them. I'm trying to Hey, what's up, dude? Are you also a student from Crabapple? Wolf Boy? I don't remember you specifically, but if you came up to me, I kind of remember those who came up to me. What's your name? But looks like Awesome Gamer, David, one of your classmates, was also there. Let's see here. How to create an online game. We are looking for client server and Unity. Yeah, Unity 5 specifically. Unity 3D tutorial server, and client advanced MMO. Let's see. Alright, let's see here. Alright, so check out, here we go. This is the thread I was looking for. So here we go. The server and client are separate projects. However, server project can access all client stuff using symbolic link. In the client project, I'm making the offline scene with the very basic setup, yada yada yada. Okay, so the client will set username and password in the container, and 2 is going to connect to the server. The server is going to have an onConnect method, and once connected, it will create a player object, and it will spawn player on connected player only. So invisible to others. I remember reading about this being forgot. Yeah. With 2 components. Alright, so the player spawned in is going to have a network identity and scripts for some RPC. Alright, and the RPC are the function calls to get information back from the server. Cool. Alright, awesome, Trey. How's it going, man? If you know David, dude, I hear a bunch of his friends are trying to get into like game programming and stuff like that. So if you guys are interested, next time you see Mrs. Weinberger, if you just let her know you saw me. If you join them, then she'll give you my contact, and I'll help you guys make games, like not just online, but like actually in person. And if it's something you guys want to go forward with, like a career, I'll help you guys get ahead. Alright, so let's see here. Well, if I was you, I would not spawn an object for this. I would create a login info class derived from network message, and after connecting to server, would send an instance of that using network client. Alright, let me see here. So, a small test. Currently, I've made 3 network manager classes. First one is shared network manager. It contains the code shared by both client and server. So public class shared network manager is inheriting from network manager, and basically what he's doing is he's creating message types, authentication responses. This is shared network manager. Okay. So he has on-client connect, which is when you connect to the server. You have send authentication, which is for your username and login. And it looks like, how's he doing that? Authentication parameters, okay, it's just a class. And then authentication response, he's receiving a reply message from the server, and then public class authentication, yada yada. Alright, so client network manager contains stuff for client only, no need for server to know them. Let's see here, so you have a login button, and you're getting those fields, and you're saying start client. And what does start client do? What does he call that? Let's see, is there a start client in here? There is not. Let's see, I'm finding the server network serialized. Yeah, man, C# is the way to go. Unity and C#, dude. But, yeah, man, if you ever have problems, or if you are looking to make games this summer or something like that, or get ahead, just let Miss Weinberger know that you saw me on a live stream, and yeah, dude, she'll get me in contact with you. Hey Tyler, how's it going, man? Alright, so let's see here. Okay, made changes to code above, revamped it. So here we go. So we got server network manager, dictionary, network connection, disconnect pool. We have onStart server. So onStart server, network server.register handler, custom message type handler, and on authentication reply. Okay, hold on. Register handler. Let me see how that's working. Let's see, register a handler for a particular message type. There are several system message types which you can add handlers for. You can also add your own message types. Let's see here, my server. On start, we're going to say network server.listen. This is to start the server, and we're registering now for server callbacks. So network server.register handler, message type.connect, on connected. So on connected will get called when a client connects. Okay, that's exactly what we want. So here's the first thing we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and create a brand new project for this server only. And what I'm going to do here is go to our Unity projects. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and delete this server. And as of right now, I'm going to create just a new project that has just a new project to focus only on the server. And I'm going to try and just kind of redo it as we go and just copy code as we need it. So we're going to go create a new project here. And this is going to be the MMO 2D MMO server. Right, and we're going to basically create our own network manager, and we're going to create all the functions for it. We're not going to use that network HUD that allows us to start it ourselves. We're going to go ahead and actually do everything through the code. Hey, what's up, Micah? Okay, got it. I am all in for that type of stuff. I like to make survival games. Any experience in that? Oh yeah, absolutely, dude. I actually have... if you go to like one of my first like 3 live programming videos, there's a survival shooter game in there. What's up?
Look the sheets in the wash. All day.
In the dryer, right?
What?
Dryer. Okay.
And the blue ones aren't dry.
Nice.
Yeah.
Alright, so I got it all for that type of stuff. I like to make survival games. Yeah. Alright, so let me see here. I want to do... We're going to create a network controller that's going to be custom. So network controller, that's going to go in here. Alright, and what we're going to do here is we're going to say main camera. I'm going to go ahead and actually not add it to the main camera. I'm going to delete that. So if you're just tuning in, by the way, what I'm doing is I'm basically separating the project. So right now we have a client server architect in one project. I want to separate all the logic out. So I want the server to be controlling just the server and handling connections, and then the client is handling just the player and connecting to the server. So I'm going to go ahead and create a network controller or a network manager object. So we're going to have network manager. All right, network manager. And we're going to go ahead and add this network controller to that. And what I'm going to do here, first thing, is I'm going to inherit from the network manager so I can override all its functions. Yeah, Trey, go ahead and talk to Mrs. Weinberger and she'll get you in contact with me, dude. Alright, let's see here. Network controller, we're going to use using Unity engine.network. Alright, and then what we're going to do here is we need to say network behavior. And I don't need any of this stuff. And actually, I may actually need some of that. We're going to do void awake. And I am going to need, we are going to have public override void, what was that? On start server? Is that what that was? Let's see, network server.listen. Okay, yeah. Here, we're going to do this. We're going to say, so we need a couple functions here. Hold on, I have like 3 Visual Studios open. Let me close these. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to have a method for public void start server. Okay, we're going to have void start server. Alright, we're going to start the server. And then we are going to allow for connection. So once the server has started, I want to intercept that. Damn it. Hold on. 1 sec. I don't know what project that is. Okay, here we go. Alright, so we're going to have an awake that's going to start the server. So as soon as awake gets called, we're going to say start server. Alright. And what we're going to do here is we're going to start the server, and then I want to get a callback, though, for when the server has connected, or once the server has finished. So I'm looking for that. Give me a second here. The system message types are listed below. Okay, so this is super helpful. So check this out. What these message types are, it was very similar to what RuneScape has. And what these do... Oh yeah, Trey, dude, send me an email and I'll respond back to you. Let me see here. So Maverick, how you get your Visual Studio Black? It's a settings. If you go to like tools and then you go to editor settings, you can like change it to like different skins. Do a quick Google search and it will show you how to do it. Yeah, tools, options, environment, general, and then I'm using like a color theme dark. I think it's called like Monokai or something like that. Alright, so I'm going to start the server. I am looking for something that tells me when the server's connected. Oh, I was talking about these message types. So these message types, this is why I am breaking the server out of the project and having it as its own. So RuneScape had something similar to this. Basically, the client's going to have all the graphical user interface, it's going to have all the animations, and it's going to have the ability to click and move. Okay? The reason why the movement's going to be on the client is so that there's no lag in the game. Right? That way you're not lagged by movement. These message types are going to be they're going to be responses from the server. So for instance, say when we get into skill creating, say we have a woodcutting skill. In order to know if you can cut that woodcut skill, we're going to send back a response code that says you can cut wood and so forth. And we're going to send back response codes for your level and so forth like that. So basically, every action you take on the client is going to be verified by the server, and it's going to return a response code. All right. So most of these messages are for internal use only. Users should not define message IDs in this range. Yeah. All right. Good deal. So check this out. We can network server to register handler on connected. Let's go ahead and just do this example here just so we can actually go ahead and test this out. Void on connected. On connected. Alright, so this should get called automatically when a client connects. So network message, and actually it's not going to get called automatically, I have to register it. So here we're going to go ahead and say network message, and then we'll say net message. Alright, and we'll go ahead and just do what they're doing, debug.log, we're going to say client connected. Alright, client connected. On this start server, I need to actually do this. We're going to say network server.listen, and that's actually going to start the server, and we're listening on what port number. So I'm going to go ahead and say port address, or let me see here. Should be able to just grab it. I think it's the listen port. Like it's whatever I put in the inspector, basically. Actually, it might be like address, maybe. Nope. I'm pretty sure it is port. Because I do want to be able to set this in the inspector. Listen port. Why is it not letting me do that? Huh, maybe I can't. Alright, for now, I will go ahead and just make this 777. There is a way to grab that. I'll have to figure that out in a minute. Let's see here. Ultra, why didn't I just copy and paste? I don't know. It's too lazy. I didn't want to have to close Mono or Visual Studios. Alright, so unconnect the server, start the server, and then basically now we need to register it. So we're going to say network server.register handler. Alright, and then this is going to take in a message type, which we don't really have any yet, but message type.connect might be a built-in one, I think. Although no, he actually created a custom one for this. Let me see here. Actually, you know what? Is it? Okay, no, this is actually internal networking system message for communicating a connection. Okay, this one actually is, this is a Unity one, so that's good. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and say msg type.connect. So message type. And this is an enum of different things. Okay, cool. There's actually a whole bunch in here. And it looks like we can extend this for our own custom types as well. And just looking at this. Yeah, and this is how I'm going to do the chat system as well. So when we do the chat system, I'm actually going to be sending network messages instead. Works it's much more efficient. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do message type.connect. All right, and then here we have a network message delegate, which is basically needs to connect to a method of this signature. So I can call this anything I want. It doesn't have to be unconnected. It just has to match that signature. So basically I can just now go ahead and say unconnected, and it will work. I can also actually turn this into an anonymous method if I wanted to. And I will show you guys what that looks like. So if I want to be more advanced than it needs to be, I could have, instead of doing this line here, I could actually delete this entirely. And instead, I can actually just go ahead and create a delegate anonymous method on the fly. In order to do that, I need the system namespace. Alright, and what I could do here is I could say delegate, and then the parameters. The delegate and the parameters that it requires, right, are network message. So we're going to say network message, and then we'll say net message. All right, and then what I can do here is I can say debug.log connected to server, or client connected. Is that what it was? Yeah, client connected. Alright, so this is an example of anonymous method. I haven't created a tutorial about how and why we use anonymous methods, but I hope to hopefully release that very soon. I want to do video editing on it, but I think I'm just going to re-record it anyways. So we're going to do that. So Trey, this is a MMO project, 2D, networking. And Tyler, yeah, server separated from the main game client. Right, that's exactly what I'm doing. Ready for me? I think in 5 minutes I'll wrap it up. I'm serious, 5 minutes I'll wrap it up. Alright, so yeah, server separated from the main game client. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm separating the server from the main game client. And what I've done here, guys, this is an anonymous method. Basically, anonymous methods are just the exact same things as functions, just in line. So I don't need to declare a function. I can just pass in this delegate, and it will call this line of code as soon as I'm done. Yeah, thanks, Tyler. Alright, so I'm actually going to stop it here, guys, and I will continue. I just wanted to go online and try getting this started, and I'm pretty happy with it so far. I just wanted to update the video to say that I'm going with a client-server architect. So I will be live streaming again, development on it sometime throughout the week. Yeah. Alright, guys, if you have any messages or any comments, just leave them in the video, and I will reply as soon as I can. See you guys.